Hi, welcome back to Now Your Mother's Hobbies. As we continue our Resident Evil the board game series, we're looking at Lisa Trevor. I think this is the first of our bosses, and while not in the original PlayStation release, she's probably one of my favorite lore drop characters that they added in the additional remix. So I'm kind of happy that they added her to the core box. We get that juicy full experience. So for painting her, we're going to start things off with Gulliman Flesh here. And we're going to use this just on her mask. She has a little slit there for her real face, her true face. And we're going to avoid that while just covering the rest of the sewn-on faces that make up her big, goofy mask. We're going to use that just with our fleshy tone. Silicanum Gray, this is going to be for her flesh. She's got some old, ancient, decrepit, corroded, whatever kind of dirty, dusty zombie flesh she's got going on. We're going to use this darker gray flesh for that. You'll see how we make that stand out later on in the video. But for all intents and purposes, go around, fill in some of them holes. She's got some tears, and use that grayish color. We have Gargak Sewer, using this for any of our dirty brown areas. So I did that little wood block, like old-timey handcuffs, and then she's got some feet chains. And then of course we're doing her hair here with a dark black, using Black Templar myself. Now she is wearing this dress, and I always thought of it like a hospital gown, so I started painting this like a hospital gown. I know some people might have painted it, or it might look like a different lighter color, but I chose this, and I gave it 2 coats to really make it saturated, and we'll break it up with details later on, but that's how I got that saturated look. Now with all the base coating done, we're going to get into our details. And first things first, we're going to hit the whole miniature with gray cere and just dry brush the heck out of this thing, picking up a bunch of those details. Again, she got quite dark in the base coating section. Not only that, we're going to hit her with some bold titanium white, trying to just get the last little bits of detail in there. Now you might think that is pushing it a little too far, but judge for yourself when we get to the end if you kind of want to rein it back in on your version. But I went that extra little bit to brighten her up. Rakarth Flesh, this kind of gross, dingy flesh, the kind of undead flesh that I'm using for her main skin tone. So we're going to use that to clean up any areas and give her a more warm gray tone. It's got a little bit of a fleshy color to it. And then going in, of course, for her true face under that mask and getting those details in there. Then I'm using Pallid Witch Flesh, because this my go-to for all those skin highlights, the toppy-tippy most highlights, just going around, and that works for here as well, even on Undead Flesh. Probably works really good for Undead Flesh, and going in and putting in those really top highlights. Get that face, probably could have used a smaller brush. We got Kislev Flesh here. I'm going to use this for the fleshy mask bit again, just to tone down maybe some of the whites that got in there, give it a more fleshy look again, as well as bringing up some of the shadowed areas and cleaning up any smudgy splatter. Just going all around there. And then, of course, using Pallid Witch Flesh to pick up some highlights. Now, you could stop things there, but I have a boatload of extra touches to really kick this miniature up and make her look grungy, dreary, sad, and decrepit. So we're going to start off with some bruising and just some color, pigmentation around the body, elbows, knees, toes, hands, obviously the wrists there. Even she's got a big fleshy mound on her back as well, like a wart or something. I put some around there. And then we're using this Militarum Green. I just mixed it, diluted it with some water, 50-50, and thinned it out. Put it around the mask for some bruising. Same with the Volupus Pink, just going around and thinning it down with some water, maybe 50-50 or 3-to-1, and just thinning it down and mixing them together. Usually when they're still wet, getting that green to get in there too, and just going all around and adding some mottled, rotted flesh to that mask she's got going on. Then, of course, Blood Angels Red for our blood, blocking in there. You could use a goopy red, like blood effects, and if you do that, do it after you varnish the miniature, so you keep that shine. But either way, I like to do both. So I just start off with that Blood Angels and then go in at the very end after varnishing everything, getting some of that blood effects, make it real goopy. So here I'm doing some dirty mud on her clothes, and just on the edges here and where the clothes are torn, just adding in some smears and smudges. She's been rummaging around in filth for, decades, slopping around, getting filthy, getting goopy. She a dirty girl. Gross. But yeah, we're splotching around. Use your finger, get in there, smash it around, smudge it. Don't cover all of it up because we do want to see that hospital gown look. But yeah, smudge it up, smoosh it up. Use water thin down to streak it up. And then I've got the Garagak sewer here to make the very, very edges even darker. Of course, waiting for that first layer to dry just to make sure that I know where I'm going. You don't have to. You could do wet on wet and just blend the crap out of it, but that's what I chose to do. And then we have Pallid Witch Flesh again, just for some more little fleshy highlights. I know the camera's out of focus, but that's what we're doing. Just going back in and adding those details on the face. I have Black Templar here, and I'm going in thinned down, doing the cracks and crevices on the mask, as well as doing the little staples she's got going. You can see here all those areas darkened down. I also did some extra shading in some areas with it. Thinned down, of course, underneath the mask, etc., and just adding in those little extra bits. Then we've got our white here that you've been seeing me put on, just to get some extra little highlight details on some bits, make them stand out. The stitching, that wound on her back, etc. Find any areas that you really want to stand out, just go in there. And then our basing, as usual for these ones, we have our black base with our dry brushed kind of white street light highlight look, followed up by our red rim. And there you have it, blasted out. So much done so quickly. I feel she was really fast to do. I went in and redid some looks on her face. I didn't like how I had painted her little face in there, so I went back to basics, did the whole steps over, used a smaller brush, and got that in there. But you can see she's covered in all this grime, got all this extra nice dirty detail going on. Not too much, right? We still want to see the colors we put in there, but by adding in the bruising on the mask, the rotting on the mask, those little flesh areas for her elbows and knees and stuff, that grime on the dress, it really adds character to this character. And I think it also helps really break up the fact that she's got a mask on and a zombie face underneath. So there you have it. Real quick, real dirty. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for that little break. Work got crazy. You know how it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we have a big month ahead of us, so look out for that. Lots of videos coming. Thanks to everybody who sticks around, who watches and supports. You guys are awesome. You're going to make this holiday super fun. See you later. Bye!